Hey guys, thanks for volunteering to help us run our matching process here at NextGen. This is the instructions on how to do the activities for week 3 of matching, which is this coming Wednesday, September 25th. And I'll explain in this video kind of the overall schedule for the evening and the 2 activities that you'll be doing with middle and high school students for the evening. So first of all, with the general schedule, similar to last week, again, we'll meet in the window room at 6:15 to give you your supplies and go over the experiences, answer any questions you might have. By 6:45, we will be done with that. You'll be able to head downstairs to the rooms you're assigned to, set things up, familiarize yourselves with the rooms, and then at 7:10, we'll ask you to come back upstairs to either the chapel if you're with high school, or the window room if you're with middle school, so that when we dismiss at around 7:20, you will be there to lead your groups down to the rooms. When we dismiss from those rooms, a difference between this week and last week is that we've broken up the 4 different categories. So last week we had middle school guys, middle school girls, high school girls. We've split all of those 4 groups of mentors and students in half. So now we have 8 different rooms of smaller amounts of people, and it'll be one of you each that will run each of those rooms. So the rooms will be smaller rooms with less tables and less students and mentors, and you'll be running them by yourself. So that's a main difference between this week and last week. So at 7:20-ish, you will lead your groups down to your assigned rooms. We'll assign your rooms when you get here on Wednesday. You will explain kind of the first activity, which this week is just sort of a smaller, shorter mixer, which is different for high school and middle school. I'll explain that in a second. And then a longer activity called Question Me, Question You that we will do. And then once you're done, you'll dismiss the mentors to come back up to the chapel to fill out their feedback forms. Mentors will be filling out feedback forms this week as well. You'll keep the students in your rooms to fill out their feedback forms between 8:10 and 8:20. And then at 8:20, you'll dismiss students to go back up into the sanctuary. So relatively similar schedule with a couple of tweaks. All right, let's take a look at the two little mixers we have for the evening. Middle schoolers are going to do a table challenge. So what they'll do is when they first come down to the room, you'll split mentors and students evenly among the tables in your room, making sure there's an even split of mentors and students. And then there'll be 4 different challenges that the table will complete together as a team. And you'll give them 3 minutes or so to complete the challenge. They probably should do it even quicker than that. And then after they complete each challenge, you'll have the mentors get up and move to the next table for the next challenge. The idea is that there'll probably be about 4 tables in each room, so you'll get the mentors kind of around each table in this more like active, interactive way, but it'll go pretty quick. This whole activity should take around 10 minutes, so you can kind of get to the more meaty activity of the question you. And after all the tables are done, you can move on to the next one. So if there's only 3 tables in your room, feel free to just do the first 3 challenges and move on. The challenges are fairly simple. We're going to send that to you in the email you'll get with this. I'm not going to go over them here, but you can take a look. They're pretty self-explanatory, and you'll just read them to the teams and have them complete them quickly. And then once they're done, mentors will switch and you'll move on to the next challenge. Okay. All right, for those of you that are in a high school room, you'll do a slightly different mixer called 2 questions. So when the students and mentors get down to your rooms, instead of having them have a seat right away, have them stand up in a circle or somewhere where you can address all of them together and explain this activity quickly. What they'll do is, before they sit down, they'll mill around the room and meet as many people as they can. Students can meet other students, mentors can meet other mentors, and certainly mentors and students can mingle as well. And encourage them to meet as many people as they can, introduce themselves with their names, and then answer these 2 questions. What's the last book you chose to read? So not something that you were assigned to read. What's the last book you chose to read? And then the second question is, what's the last song you listened to in your car or in your own headphones? So what's the last book and what's the last song, and have mentors and students answer that quickly and then move to somebody else and meet kind of as many people as you can. And it'll be a very short kind of mixer to start things off, to get people moving around the room. Do that for 4 or 5 minutes, and then have them sit down at the tables for the question you experience. All right, once we've split everybody up and you've finished with the short mixers, we're going to move to the question me, question you experience. So again, you'll split up students and mentors evenly between the tables, trying to fill the tables as much as you can. You'll hand out feedback forms, or hopefully we'll have them at the tables already so that students will all have their feedback forms. Mentors, again, will be filling out feedback forms, but they will not have them at this point. They will fill them out after they're done. So good idea to encourage to tell mentors again that they will be providing feedback, but they're just not going to do it in this room. They're going to do it afterwards separately. At each table, you'll choose, kind of pick one of the mentors that's going to be the first one to start for each round of this activity. And then you'll choose a topic from a list of topics. We have like 15 different topics that you can choose from. So you'll pick one of these topics. It could be something like church or friends or school or cinema or something like that. And the mentor who's starting, they're kind of on the hot seat, and every student gets to ask them a question about that topic. So if the topic is family, all 4 or 5 students at the table get to ask that one mentor about their family, any question they want about family around the circle, and that mentor will answer all those questions. And then once that mentor's done, the next mentor will go, and all the students will get to ask that mentor a quick question about their family. Obviously there's a lot of questions, so it can't be like super long answers. But each student will get to ask a separate question about each mentor, about their family. And once you get through all the mentors at the table, then the mentors as a group, the 3 or 4 mentors at the table, get to kind of combine forces to ask one question, so they get to quickly decide what's one question that those mentors would want to ask. And then each student will answer that one question back to the mentors about that. So the students are just answering one question about it, whereas the mentors are answering a question from each student about the given topic. Once you've kind of finished that one round of those questions with that one topic, then the people at the table can say they're done by raising their hands, similar to what we did last week, and then the mentors again will get up and switch tables to the next one, and then a new batch of mentors will come in, and then you can pick a new topic off the list, and then they will repeat that as many times as they can. All right, at 8:10, you need to finish the question me, question you activity, and begin to dismiss mentors and students. Now, before you dismiss anybody, have everybody in your room get up and stand in one big circle together, and then go around the circle and have everybody just clearly state their name so that mentors and students can all kind of get one last reminder of what the names are of the different students and mentors they've been interacting with. So have everybody go around, mentors and students alike, and just clearly state their name. Now, after you're done with that, dismiss mentors to go back up into the chapel, which is where they have their mentor meeting, the high school room. And they will fill their feedback forms out in the chapel. Have students sit back down, stay with you, and finalize their feedback forms that they will, some will be taking notes as they go, and then they can finalize those feedback forms complete with their name and grade and the mentors that they want to be matched with, and then leave those forms with you, and then you can turn those forms back into us after the night. So at 8:10, everybody says their name in a circle, mentors go to the chapel, students finish their feedback forms, and then go into the sanctuary.